Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Team Play Hard's weekly team call that we had to move tonight because of travel home from Coach Summit. So I want to thank you guys so much for hopping on live and being adaptive, which is one of the attributes of a leader, which is going to be in the notes in our presentation today. So thank you for being adaptive. Thank you for paying attention and knowing that we even moved the team call to tonight. That means you're on it. You know what's going on. You're paying attention. So at Coach Summit, one of the sessions that I went to that these guys that are on here tonight with us, Nick and Holly and Adele, that were also at Summit that didn't go to, I thought it would be excellent if I could come back to the team and pass on some of the information that I learned in a workshop that no one else went to. And Jelliet's on now. So I was able to go to a private kind of exclusive training with Brendan Bouchard. If you don't know who he is a New York Times bestselling author. I have subscribed to his podcast, and he's a professional public speaker. And I've subscribed to his podcast, The Charged Life, for quite some time. I was first introduced and fell in love with him at Smart Success Business Academy. And he was one of the keynote speakers at our Coach Summit. He also led this private workshop on high performance. So I hope you all have a pen and paper, and I'm going to start with a definition of high performance. So high performance means succeeding more than standard norms consistently over long term. I'm going to make sure everyone's muted. There we go. Okay, I'm going to say that again. High performance means succeeding more than standard norms consistently over long term. Did any of the words, so you can go ahead and unmute yourself when I ask a question, did any of the words in that stand out? High performance means succeeding more than standard norms consistently over long term.
Consistently.
Yes, consistently. That's to me too. That was the number one word that stood out. I underlined 3. When I take notes, I always underline, or from reading a book, I underline the word or words that stand out. It's just a habit that it's actually something my husband taught me to do for better reading comprehension, is to always read with a pen in hand. Same thing when I take notes, I actually mark up my notes. So I underlined succeeding more, and I underlined consistently with 2 underlines, and then I underlined long term. Because succeeding more than norm for the short term is not really what we're after, I guess I like to take every single piece of this and apply it to our business. What does that mean for us? I thought of the fact that many coaches, not many, but enough that it's worth mentioning, some coaches, after 3 to 6 months, fill out their coach termination form. Those are not high performers. They didn't have what it took. And why? Let's talk about that tonight. Getting to diamond rank and then stalling. And I just wanted to throw in, this is not smooth sailing. This business isn't smooth sailing. So much of it is so fun. So much of it, so rewarding, but not smooth sailing. Can't tell you how many times I've been just bummed out or feel like I got kicked in the gut or the rug got pulled out from under my feet. All right, here we go. Let's get into the meat of it. Don't wait for the joy. Bring the joy. People that are high performers don't wait for the joy to happen. They muster it up, they foster it within themselves, and they bring it. It's not the cart before the horse. I thought about, teaching group exercise. I often make analogies to group exercise. I'm sorry. I'm sure that gets really old, but often it's it's what works for me. That's what I thought of. I've got to summon the energy sometimes and summon the joy and bring that to the table until it's completely authentic and the joy is there. Not only there, but contagious. I don't wait for it. I don't wait for it to happen to me. So how's your joy? Do you bring it into your challenge group? Do you bring it into your news feed? Do you bring it into your work, where you work, if you work? Do you bring it into your family? Do you summon it? Is that an area that you could work on? Is that an area that you're already strong? You hear this and then, hey, there's Bree. Bree, I don't know if you can hear me right now, but let me mute you for a sec. I don't know if you can hear me, but we were giving you some love this week, talking about you in New Orleans, wishing you were with us so bad. All right, moving on. So don't wait for the confidence. Bring it. Show up with it. Create it. Self-generate it. Don't put the cart before the horse. Don't think, you know what? Once I hit diamond rank, then I'll be confident. You know, once I can talk about Shakeology comfortably and without having sweaty palms and being nervous about the outcome, then I'll be confident. Once I, hit Success Club and I'm a Success Club starter or a Success Club legend, then I'll be confident about this business. Once I have my own team, once I have, 6 or 7 coaches under me, then I'll feel confident. Don't wait for confidence. Generate it and show up with confidence if you want to be a high performer. Confidence. People put the cart before the horse. They think that I'll wait. That when I'm feeling more confident, then I'll run my first challenge group. When I'm feeling more confident, then I'll do like a shake and share, or I'll rent a booth at a health fair, or I'll, talk to my family finally about Shakeology, or I'll invite so-and-so. I'll talk to this gym down the street about our products and how we could partner together. Once I'm confident, I'll wait. And then when I'm confident, then I'll do it. No, not if you're a high performer. Not if you don't want to be mediocre. You have to just generate that confidence, muster it up, fake it till you make it, and then it does come. Same thing with strength. Same thing. Don't wait for the strength. Bring the strength. And some of those go a little bit hand in hand. And I love that, Nick. You can't get confident without a little trial and failure. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So just a second to reflect. I just said a lot of stuff in a really short amount of time. So I want to give you a second to reflect. How's your joy? How's your confidence? How's your strength? But moreover, where are you at with your ability to enter a room, arming yourself with those things, even if you don't feel them, or you're not naturally joyful or naturally confident or naturally strong? Where are you at in your ability to kind of self-generate some of those things? Because those are skills of a high performer. How would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 with joy? Your joy. How would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 with confidence and with strength? All right, let's move on. High performers are, and this is again one of those things where I was taking notes and then I was underlining a word or two. High performers are more successful, yet less stressed. Less stressed. Can you believe it? Can you believe it that high performers are more successful but less stressed out? People think like, oh, I can't add coaching to my plate. I'm already so busy. There's no way I can add one more thing. Or they're already a coach and I can't add a fit club, doing a fit club once a month to my plate, or I can't add X, Y, and Z, you name it, you fill in the blank. I'm already maxed out. I'm already so busy. I can't add one more thing. But no, so that's what the studies have found that Brendon Burchard did, that high performers, and he's worked with, Oprah and Usher and, a ton of some of the most successful and wealthiest people in the world, and has found that high performers have less stress. High performers are more confident. How's your confidence? How's your stress? High performers are uniquely productive and prolific. I feel strong in some of these and I feel weak in some of them. Sometimes people say that, sometimes like all the time people say to me, people are like, aren't you? They say like, you're so busy. I hear that all the time. You're so busy. You're so busy. You do so much. You do so much. And I think they're insulting me. I think like it always feels a little bit like, I don't know. I don't know if they're trying to compliment me or not. I think they're trying to be like, girl, you need to slow down. You need to spend time at home. You need to do you see your family? I feel like there's some of that in there sometimes, but I get it all the time. And you know what I do? Spend a lot of time with my family. And I do get, I don't know, some of you guys know, because I've mentioned it before offhand, but I actually sleep in, I woke up at 10 today. I sleep in every single Tuesday, every single Thursday, and every single Saturday, and Sundays I can kind of sleep in because church starts late. I literally only set an alarm on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I get sleep. I get family time. I've got a standing date night every week. I'm connected with my children. I don't post a lot about that because that's a private side of my life, and I'm very business and very public, and I've opened my Facebook up to the world, so I don't share a lot about that. But I appear to be really busy, right? Because I am very productive and very prolific. And when people ask me that, I want to be like, aren't you bored? Isn't your life boring? Yeah, I'm pretty busy. I like to be productive. I like getting stuff done. It feels really good. Are you productive and are you prolific? Do people look at you and think, gosh, you're busy. You're doing a lot of stuff. I think that's a good thing. Brendon Burchard sure thinks it's a good thing, and he thinks it's an attribute of a high performer. Number 5, they are admired and adaptive. I just mentioned that to you guys. You guys are totally adaptive. To hop on a team call, I threw you a curveball. I didn't know if anyone was going to get on tonight. I got on at 6:28. I mute myself. I keep my camera off because I'm kind of still looking at my notes. I think Holly was on and maybe Becky, I think, or Holly and Adele, maybe. I don't know. There's 2 people on, and I was like, oh, wow, I threw them a Tuesday night and there's just going to be 3 of us tonight. But no, look, you guys were adaptive and you're plugged in. You know what's going on. Carl Deichler is adaptive. DVDs and infomercials stopped working. We had a rough year in 2016. He landed on his feet. He switched it up, and we now have the biggest home fitness on-demand subscription that there is, with over 1 million people subscribed. He's an adaptive guy. Our leader at the helm of the ship is a high performer. Are you admired? Are you admired? Are you admired? Are you adaptive? I skipped one. I'll just back it up. Are you passionate regardless of the rewards? Can you believe? I loved this one. I just got to chill. I love that this is an attribute of a high performer, of someone who kicks ass at life, at their job, at what they decide to do, at the profession. Can you believe it? That they're still passionate about it regardless of the outcome. I think that's huge. I remember having a conversation with Mark from our team. I'm sure he'll catch the replay. He's teaching PIO tonight. And he genuinely was like, and he works hard at this because he wants to make income. And he's like, I would do all of this, everything we do, if I never made one dime. He's like, I was doing it before I was a coach. These programs and these products changed my life. I mean, the passion in his voice when he told me, and I know a lot of us are like that. I think all of us are like that, but I love that, you know, paycheck or not, rank or not, recognition or not, we're still passionate about this cause and what we do. I'm so passionate about this. I'm just so thankful that an opportunity like this exists that's in something that I am passionate about, because you guys know my story. I would have been doing this with like I'm not going to name it because I'm recording this and I'll put it on my YouTube, but I was going to do this with another company that I wasn't passionate about because I needed an opportunity to make money from home. And so I was going to dive in with another network marketing company. I'm so, so glad that there's one that is profoundly life-changing that we can be a part of. Okay, so high performers are happier than most. Are you happy? How's your happiness? If you're a high performer, your happiness is higher than most. High performers, and this is not for Beachbody coaches, this is for high performers. High performers are healthier. They eat better. They work out. High performers are healthier humans. That makes sense. Because when we're not healthy, we're sluggish, unmotivated, depressed. How do you perform like that? High performers get better sleep. That goes along with being healthier. High performers feel appreciated. Do you feel appreciated? Just to review, more successful, less stressed, more confident, productive and prolific, passionate, regardless of the return, admired, adaptive, happier, healthier, better sleep, they feel appreciated. This is one you might want to write down. Never ask your mission to come down to your strengths. Raise your strengths to your mission. That's Brendon Burchard. Never ask your mission to come down to your strengths. Raise your strengths for your mission. That's good stuff. That's good. What are 3 words that describe you? Pull out a pen and paper if you have one. What are 3 words that describe you? You not just you right now. Okay, so wait, stop. 3 words that describe your very best you, the one that you're still becoming right now, the one you want to be. 3 words that describe you, the way you want to be, your best version of you, even if you're not that person yet today. I'll give you a second to do that. Okay, I'm going to actually ask some of you. I won't call anybody out. You can unmute yourself if you want to share, but I'm actually going to ask some of you what your words are. I'm sure we came up with really different words. I bet we really did. Because at the conference, we had to yell them out loud, which was a little bit awkward. We had to yell them out loud at the same time as one another, and I was hearing what other people around me were saying loudly behind me and in front of me and in my ear. So I know we were all different, you know. So I'm sure on our team, we'll come at it at different places. So after we do this, then I'm going to give you some really, really practical, awesome stuff that you can apply right away. Oh, Mark hopped on. He missed me talking about him. Mark, you're going to have to go back and catch the replay. then after we do this, I'm going to give you something that I hope blows you away like it blew me away. I'm so ready to implement. I'm already trying to implement this strategy in my life to make me a higher performer, to make me suck more of the marrow out of what life has to offer. I'm so excited to bring that to you tonight. But first, I'm going to tell you what my 3 words were. This is not who I am today necessarily, but it's the best version of me, and it's the person I want to be and the person I want to become. Number 1 is humble. 2, a strong leader. And 3, kind. Anyone else want to go? I mean, it could be, there was all kinds of stuff being shouted out, so yours don't have to be like mine. Did anyone want to share what their 3 their words are?
I will.
Productive, confident, and organized.
What was the first one?
Productive, confident, and organized.
That's good.
Mine.
Nick?
I had loyal, humble, and a guiding light.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome. Let's do one more.
I can go. I put motivated, organized, and a doer.
Ooh, good. So Kim and Katie both had organized. Nick and I both had humble. That's cool. I love it. All right, let's move on. Okay, this is so good. So I love it. I love stuff like this where it's not just like motivating or inspirational, but then there's some like actual practical how to. And I always say that word that Gary Vee says, practitioner, be a practitioner. So don't just listen to what I'm going to tell you. Actually apply it to your life. So one of the top causes of low performers is bleeding out energy in transitions. And I'll explain what that means here in a second. I'm going to say it again. It's the top cause in low performance is just bleeding out your energy in transitions. So again, giving credit, Brendan Burchard says, release tension, set intention. So write that down. Release tension, set intentions between activities. Release tension, set intention between activities. So I'm going to try to give you some examples of that with my life, and then we'll pretty much be wrapping up our team call, but maybe I can give some examples in your lives as well. Bye. Love you. Okay. So first you have to sort of compartmentalize what you do during the course of a day, and maybe you don't do the same thing every single day. Maybe you do. So compartmentalizing your activities from, waking up to whatever you do when you wake up to the next thing you do to the next thing you do to the next thing you do. So I came up with a ton of things that I did today, but I didn't want to go into each of them with you. But so I set my intention last night when I fell asleep that in the morning, so I released the tension of I flew home. I got home late. It was like 7 hours on a plane. My feet were swollen. And we got in early. My plane landed at 8:40. It was supposed to land at 9. I called my daughter. She was supposed to pick me up. She thought I landed at 10. So I'm like, oh, shit. I traveled all day long, and now I've got to wait at the airport for an hour and 20 more minutes. Oh, my Lord. So anyway, I get home late. Then I waited for my husband to get home from his job. Anyway, so when I went to bed, I just had to release like all the tension of the whole long day of travel. Just release all that tension and then set an intention for the morning. So my intention was a little bit like this, and I have it written down, that I'd wake up without looking at my phone, and that I would lay in bed and give thanks for specific people, specific things, that I would ask as I like to do for blessing, for me, for my family, for you guys. And that I would be loving and patient today, this morning, which, by the way, is really hard for me in the mornings because I'm not a morning person, so I tend to just be a big, grumpy sourpuss in the mornings. And so I set that intention for myself. All right, let me skip some of the morning activities in my life. Let me skip some of them for the sake of time and to drive this point home better. The next kind of major thing that I did was I taught my PIO class. During the course of the morning, during some different activities, I had some sort of stuff come up like, oh, we're late on my son's registration and tuition for his private school that he goes to. Someone was messaging me about how they want to teach PIO on a paddleboard. And I was like, no, you can't. Like in PIO, we step off the mat, like in every song, to the right and to the left. Like how are you going to do that on a paddleboard? Don't call it, no, it's a trademark. It's a trademark brand. And that was really annoying me. And all these messages kept coming in about how like she was going to teach this paddleboard PIO class. And I found that to be like, anyway. And then I spent a lot of time on the airplane last night. I paid for Wi-Fi and I'm creating a website, and I spent a lot of time creating all these links for my website to work. So if you click on Buy Shakeology or Buy Daily Sunshine, that it'll take you to the shopping cart in our Coach Online office, but through my website. And I found out this morning, like right before my class, that all that time and all those links, they didn't quite work. So that was like before my class. So pull up into the parking lot and I like release the tension. The paddleboard PIO chick. I'm not bringing that shit into the classroom to my people that are there on their lunch hour to be served joyfully by me. I release the fact that I owe tuition and it's already late and there's really nothing I can do about it right this second. So I just let that go. I took a few breaths. I let that go. The website, what was that other one? Stress over. I can't read my handwriting. I can't read what that says, but I let some stuff go. And then I told myself that I would head into that room present, engaging with my highest level of energy, and that I would teach a class my intention that I set for myself is that I would teach a class with so much fun and enthusiasm and energy that it would stun them and that they would feel like they received a gift on their lunch break. So that was the intention that I set. Then, next series of activities, team call. My dogs, because I've been traveling, have been because I've been gone all week. Like I'm the caregiver for the dog. Like my kids don't need the care. They can drive. They can make their own food. They're good. It's my dog. I'm like a stay-at-home mom for my dogs because they're high energy. The breed that we have is high energy. They don't belong bound up all day. It's not the breed for that. Don't get a Weimaraner if you work a 9-to-5 job. They're a high energy animal. They need to be, but because I was gone all week, they like lived in the kennel. So my husband is so good about taking them out, exercising them. So he's like, I'm going to take them on a big, huge hike. So he did. And he called me before the team call and he lost Molly on Mount Pisgah. She's the girl. She's basically like his soulmate in life. I'm pretty sure he would have married her and not me if she were a human. I'm sure it's going to be okay. She's chipped. My phone number is on her dog tag. She's had it. She's run off before. She has a strong prey drive. So he's still looking for her. And, anyway. So I had to prepare I had to come on. I'm not going to say, oh, we're not going to do a team call. And I'm not going to come on and, start crying or or burden you guys with what I'm feeling. So I had to just tell myself to be a practitioner. We just learned, Brendan Bouchard just taught us, how can I be a high performer when life is not perfect? Okay, I'm going to release that. I can't do anything right now. But do our team call. So I wrote down and said to myself that my intention was to provide value to people that I love that will help their businesses flourish. So I set that intention, and I wanted to show up with joy, even though I'm worried. And I wanted to show up with energy and strength, just like he taught. So anyway, I didn't mean to get weepy, but so then tonight for my family, so then I still have a bunch of tasks I need to do tonight. And then, or I guess I can turn this around to you guys. Nick, he hasn't seen Andrea much for the last few days. So for an example for him is just like getting off this team call, and if he's done with his business activities for the day, just being totally done and setting and just releasing it all. Like, okay, done with business today, done with work today. Andrea gets everything now. My intention is to be the best husband and to make her feel more loved than she could possibly feel, and to love those twins in utero, even though they're still in the womb. Like, to set that intention, because then setting that intention affects how we behave. It affects how we behave. Jelliet could do the same thing. She's been gone, to just at some point release, moving. It's not bleeding out energy. It's not wasting of any of our energy, compartmentalizing. I'm going to do team call. And then if you guys are done with work today, I don't know, some of you, like me, save some of your work activities for the evening. But if you're done with your coach business today and you're moving on to family time now, to say, in Jelliet's case, like, to exhale and like, just let go of the, whether she's hit Success Club points today or done this today or whatever, just done. Okay, my intention now is to be the best wife I can be to Dave, and to be the best wife I can be to Aria tonight, who slept in my robe while I was in New Orleans. So I thought that was awesome. I thought that was a great value. Let me recap, and then I'm going to do some announcements, and then we can open up to questions if you want. But just to really quickly recap on the highlights, high performance means you're succeeding more than standard norms, consistently over the long term, that you don't wait for joy, confidence, and strength before you act. You bring them to the party. You bring them to your family, your challenge group, your workplace, your whatever, your speech, your team call, your team page, your whatever. I love that. Never ask your mission to come down to your strengths, but raise your strengths to meet your mission. Those three words we wrote down to describe our best self. He encouraged us to put in an alarm on our phone that would ring 3 times a day. That you label it with those 3 things. I thought that was awesome. And that we work on not bleeding out our energy in transitions. Because what kind of a PIO class would I have taught today if I carried in with me some of the crap from the morning? What would my morning have really looked like if I didn't set that intention for how I woke up today? What would my whole day look like if I didn't set my intention to start my day like that? Would we have even had a team call, or what would it have looked like if I hadn't set an intention and let go of something that was out of my control anyway? So I hope that helps your business tonight. I love you guys. I appreciate you coming on. Really quickly, everything you need to know about what's going on in the company is in the team page. Make sure you non-summit goers, especially you non-summit goers, make sure you're tuned in. I did one live video that was pretty helpful. I think most of you all watched that. And then I also did, for those of you that are a little bit more visual, a graphic with all the FAQs, everything that's going on from Daily Sunshine to Team Cup to Double Trouble, what is it called? What's our new program called? It's not called Double Trouble, is it? What's it called?
Double time.
Double Time. Double
You
Time.
almost had it.
I like mine better. Double Time. You guys need to know what's going on. If you're new, and you're like, I don't know what a Team Cup is, don't worry, your leaders will help you out with that. Everything you need to know is in there, but make sure you are you're up to speed so you don't feel lost. Okay, so any questions at all about anything related to that message or not?
So you guys got Brennan Bouchard to yourselves in that leadership group? Wow.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
it was awesome. Yeah.
And the guy works with Oprah and Usher.
Mm-hmm.
You got like a private room with him. That's cool.
It was awesome. It was so good. I was talking to Jake, I think at the end of our summit, and he really wanted, so he and I both had someone, Sherry for me, and for him, it's this new coach, Marcus, go through new coach training at like a self-paced lightning speed, meaning they wanted the content faster than we were giving it. And they busted through it, which was really cool. And so we were thinking about having really quickly creating an alternative training for people that go through new coach training that aren't yet Emerald, that is the push to Emerald. And I think we got quite a bit of content already ready to go for that. So then it'll be cool. Then when your coaches go through new coach training, they have two choices. If they became Emerald, they can go into the Diamond push. And if they didn't become Emerald, they can go in the push to Emerald. So just be looking for news on that. Nick and Jelliet, we haven't really set up our sneak peek. We know the date is Wednesday, a week from tonight, right?
I think so.
So that's on the calendar. We just don't know who's presenting. So it'll be Jelliet, Nick, myself, Kara, Jake, Kristen, Sasha, I think, or there'll only be 4 of us, but it'll be some of us.
Thank you for the tips, Ellen. And I really like about intentionally setting, like clearing your mind and getting ready for your next appointment or meeting and putting reminders in your phone to remind yourself to do that throughout the day. I'm going to try to do that too.
Thank you. I like that word, bleeding. I mean, just think about it. If we had more energy, wouldn't we be higher performers if we had more energy to give the things that matter to us most and that are the most productive, if we had more energy? So it makes sense that we bleed out energy through, think about like hemorrhaging, losing blood, losing energy. We don't want to hemorrhage our energy to things. And that is what happens. Like sometimes I get caught up. It happened with that paddleboard bio lady. It happened. I accidentally responded in the middle of I was trying to focus. I was trying to be compartmentalized. And normally I don't. You guys, normally I'm like, this is when I Vox in my car on the way to the gym and in my car on the way home from the gym. And that's it. This is when I check messages. I never respond to instant messenger unless it's just like, I shouldn't. If I ever respond to you on instant message instantly, please call me out, because I set that time. Like at this time, I'm going to go through my instant messenger box and respond to people. So because if you don't, you're bleeding out your energy. You're supposed to be focusing on power hour, but you responded to the paddleboard lady. You're supposed to be focusing on your family, but you took a call from someone else. it makes us lower performers. All right, let's end on that note. I'm just going to stop the recording anyway. Boom.